Alright folks, so last time you saw me talking about this BCD, it was a couple of months ago. At the time it was a drive review, and now I can happily say that we have pretty much concluded our review in total. We have actually been able to dive with the XDEEP NX ZEN wing almost 30 dives since the last time we had a chat about this wing, and I'm happy to say that we got quite a lot out of all of those dives and what comes especially to this wing here. So stay tuned on this episode today, guys, on XDEEP NX ZEN. So all in all, about 30 dives that we've been conducting with this wing. We were in the beautiful Thailand. The times were not that easy at the time. Well, going into the country was okay, and going on to our liveaboard to the Similan Islands was fantastic. But coming back, that's when it a little bit changed into more tricky, and the bubble kind of burst, where we had been spending our previous 6 days on the liveaboard, diving and enjoying the beautiful scenery and cold drinks and good eating, not to mention the fantastic diving as well. So without further ado, let's look a little bit of the wing in detail and the findings that I and my partner have on this wing. First of all, we were a little bit worried about the power inflator location here in the middle of the bladder. We were the first thought was that it might be pressing on the neck. Luckily that was not the case. It was very comfortable, and the corrugated hose inlet into the bladder is a very good and discreet location. Something also to keep in mind, while we did the original setup, the shoulder harnesses and the waist strap and the crotch strap, and the crotch strap was quite okay, but we had adjusted the shoulder straps a little bit too tight maybe, as when we are diving we noticed that about 70% of the control of the wing underwater comes from the waist strap itself. So when it sits, it's nice and snug around you, providing most of the control, and the shoulder straps mostly just keep it a little bit on place, and that means that this the back plate and the wing is sitting really nice and close to your body, and when you move around underwater there's none of that delay you may have been used to while wearing the more jacket style BCDs. So underwater it is a very easily approachable wing, and your movement is not restricted, and it feels like you're not almost wearing a wing at all. So that's how easily it controls underwater, and it's very comfortable. Now putting on the wing on the boat is quite nice and easy. Thanks to these quick release buckles, and the adjustability of them is very versatile on the boat when you're, let's say, you might be changing between wetsuits and rash guards or between the dives, because sometimes even in tropic temperatures the conditions do change from day to day. Now when we were sitting on the surface with the wing, it did push a little bit forward, which is normal for this kind of a setup. Not as much as my old wing, so it was quite comfortable on the surface, and the crotch strap were holding the wing nicely in place. But you do notice that you a little bit have to lean back more than you would normally have to on a jacket style BCD. But definitely not the worst of experiences while sitting on the surface waiting for the boat to pick up, etc. This wing is the large size. I'm about 178 centimeters tall, and my partner, she's 176, couple of centimeters shorter than me, and we both wear the large size back plate, and we find it nice and comfortable, a good size for both of us. Now then, the weight pockets, these are the medium size, so 2 times 3 kilos. The weight pockets themselves they're okay. They're not the most high-tech weight pockets you see there, soft pouches like this without any kind of rigidity or any kind of plates that you would see on other types of weight pockets, which means that sometimes I was having a little bit problems putting the weight pouches into the pockets while standing or underwater, especially once when I had a situation where the weight pocket slipped out and I noticed at mid-dive that it was hanging like this out from the pocket, so the pouch was hanging out. So underwater, well, this is not anything new to people who have been putting on weight pockets. Underwater, you have to turn facing up towards the surface. That way it's going to be easier to put on the weight pockets. But my partner, she would put on the weight pockets while she was sitting down, and she said she had no huge problems, but something to take into consideration there, comparing to at least the other type of jacket style BCDs that have a real rigid weight pouches that just slide and click into the weight pockets. And now what comes to the back side of the wing, what we did notice is that the tank straps themselves, I think they are meant for a 15-liter tank, not the industry standard 12-liter tank that I would say 95% of the divers around the world are using, especially recreational divers. Because when the tank strap was set up, the end of this tank strap was sitting about a couple of inches over at the end of the Velcro, and the Velcro was pushing all the way into the buckle with that same 2 inches. So that's just something to take into consideration when choosing this Velcro tank strap. They do also provide the other optional tank straps if you don't want to use this Velcro one, so you may want to look at that. So a little bit to summarize our experiences with the NX ZEN wing from XDEEP. First of all, very comfortable underwater, moving around, turning, changing position underwater. There's no delays, the wing isn't breaking at all. Your movement, especially when it's well adjusted with the waist and crotch straps. Shoulder straps, nice and easy, quick to adjust. Personally, I would probably change this deluxe padding into something a little bit not as bulky, whereas my partner, she prefers these. She does have a little bit narrower shoulders than I do, and she said that with these this padding, it was nice and comfortable for herself as well, and it was not slipping over her shoulders or anything like that. So we don't need any kind of sternum strap for the wing here. Weight pockets are an okay addition for warm water diving for us. Neither of us use a lot of weight. I could get away with not having weight pockets at all, probably having them on the tank strap or in the trim pockets behind if I would have the trim pockets on this one. So, but when we're gonna go and have some cold water dives here in Europe, then definitely these will come even more handy than they were. Also, the wing provided us more than enough of lift, so we would be comfortable on the surface with, let's say, the wing only 1/3 inflated, and already we were floating nicely. So the wing's gonna give you plenty of buoyancy, especially in tropical conditions. So all in all, the wing is comfortable underwater, very maneuverable, easily approachable, and we did notice that once we were in the water wearing this wing, it was like we had been diving with it before, so it was really, the angle of approach was really shallow, and we noticed that we were right at home from the first dive that we started diving with this wing. So highly recommended. It's easy to recommend good products, and I can't wait to go diving a little bit more with more dives with this wing right here. So thanks a lot, guys, for watching this episode. Hope to see you soon, and take care, and remember to have fun out there.